What is going on, guys? Hey, I want to come back to you, and I want to bring you a ongoing story about Joy Reid, the 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 far left um, moron, bald headed black moron on MSNBC. But again, man, I'm going to miss her. I am going to miss her big time because again, she provided all kinds of hours of material to right wing pundits. I mean, she has. I mean, she has provided more material than people like Roly Poly Fat Boy Martin. And I'm going to show you what he had to say about Joy Reid as well. But I'm going to start off by putting Joy Reid herself out there, so she can tell you about again her firing and what she thinks is behind all of it. And again, guys, I'm sorry, she's crying quite a bit on here, and again, it might make it just that much more enjoyable for you guys. I mean, I know for me, um, I, I don't want to be too evil, but again, some small part of me took enjoyment in watching her cry. But she's going to be on there. And then I'm going to put Rachel Maddow. Rachel Maddow. And she is going to explain what she thinks is behind this. And then I'm going to put Roly Poly Fat Boy Martin. But anyways, guys, watch this.
My show had value and that I'm sorry that that what I was doing had value and in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV and I take this is kind of like being on TV, so I apologize. And that it kind of and then it mattered. I see Karen is there and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. um where I land is that the moment of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted and not just Black folks, that or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life and defended them. Um, or whether we've talked about what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty, defending books that people find inconvenient, that Nicole Hannah Jones put into our spirit, that we need to understand 1619 as the real founding of this country, whether it's talking about any of these issues. And
Well, I am glad that, in a way, that Joy Reid was canceled. Because I mean, it's division. She is about, and always has been about, division. Again, breaking people up into racial categories, blaming one side for the other. She's always been about blaming the white people for the black people's problems. And I'm not saying that slavery or anything was right. Of course, it was not. But again, you can't level one side is to blame for the other one's problems. Always, you can't do it. Number one, man, that minimizes any kind of responsibility that people have for their own lives. Number one, and that's what she does overwhelmingly. That's what pretty much everyone's left they do. I mean, that's the whole idea behind this big compassionate movement. The we that again, that somebody else is to blame for whatever whatever happens to this minority group, or whatever. Um, but with that being said, part of me is going to miss Joy Reid because, I mean, let's be honest, man, she has given countless hours to so many right wing pundits, and again, this whole idea of white tears. Again, she's always kind of minimized um, the white people crying, especially white women. She says, white tears, white tears. We don't want that or need that, or guilty, or Well, what about her black tears? And again, she is privileged. I know people say, well, she's black. She's black. She's not privileged. Yes, she is. She is very, very, very privileged. Um, but I mean, could her firing be about racism? Be due to racism? Well, according to Rachel Madcow and Joy Reid, it's likely. Watch.
An even bigger programming change is at 7 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern, where Joy Reid's show, The Readout, ended tonight. And Joy is not taking a different job in the network. She is leaving the network altogether. And that is very, very, very hard to take. I am 51 years old. I have been gainfully employed since I was 12. And I have had so many different kinds of jobs, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. But in all of the jobs I have had, in all of the years I have been alive, there is no colleague for whom I have had more affection and more respect than Joy Reid. I love everything about her. I have learned so much from her. I have so much more to learn from her. I do not want to lose her as a colleague here at MSNBC. And personally, I think it is a bad mistake to let her walk out the door. It is not my call, and I understand that, but that's what I think. I will tell you, it is also unnerving to see that on a network where we've got count them, two non-white hosts in primetime, both of our non-white hosts in primetime are losing their shows, as is Katie Fang on the weekend. And that feels worse than bad, no matter who replaces them. That feels indefensible, and I do not defend it.
Number one, Joy Reid's being replaced with, I think a 3-host show, and 2 of which are black. Number one. And she was saying that 2 of the hosts in primetime are people of color. That means half of primetime is people of color. Half. Now, what percentage is America? I mean, the fact of the matter is, guys, we have truly got to understand all they're doing, all Rachel Madcow is doing, all, Joy Reid ever did, all The View does, and I think The View they're going to be up next. People are sick of this stuff. They're sick and tired of the race baiting bullshit. And that's what's happening. That's what Rachel Maddow is. And that is what Joy Reid definitely was. That's what The View is. It's all about division. It's all about, really kind of trying to draw attention to racial and differences when it comes to race and sex and sexual orientation and that kind of. It's all about that. Again, the left, they had nothing else but that. They have no point, none whatsoever. It's all about, again, complaining about blacks or about women or about whatever not getting fair treatment. We're in a country where they get more than fair treatment. I mean, they can pretty much get whatever they want just because they're black or just because they're female. And we have got to start paying attention to that. We are not doing ourselves or our country or anyone else a favor. We're not doing a favor to the people that we say that we're trying to help by pandering to them. You're not making people stronger. You're not making people weaker. You're making people entitled. And very often you're making the ones that don't deserve it entitlement. You're handing them the keys to the city. They can do whatever they want. But if you guys would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks. You son of a.